As President Trump recovers from COVID-19, his Democratic challenger Joe Biden has said that he does not want to attack the U.S. president after he contracted the virus. Listen in.
I don't want to be attacking the president and the first lady now because they're now have contracted coronavirus. And Jill and I pray for their quick and full recovery.
Now, for more details about the health of the U.S. president, we are now being joined live by Jagrati Dave from Washington, D.C. Thanks for joining us, Jagrati. Now, for the last few days, there has been plenty of ambiguity when it comes to the U.S. president's health as he recovers from COVID-19. And now his medical team has confirmed that he did, in fact, need oxygen support in his recovery. So why the discrepancy regarding his health and how is he faring as of now?
Yes, the White House physician, Dr. Sean Connolly, said that on Sunday when he gave a bit more clarity compared to Saturday's briefing, that he may have sounded like the team may have sounded like they were trying to hide something because he was trying to give reflect the more upbeat messaging of attitude of the president and the medical team. However, he essentially admitted that he wasn't entirely accurate in how he had characterized the president's health on Saturday, instead on Sunday, saying that the president's oxygen levels had dipped twice, and that he had in fact been put on supplemental oxygen, and that he was also, as a result of that oxygen drop, been given the steroid dexamethasone, which, as you mentioned, the World Health Organization recommends only for more severe cases of COVID-19. But despite all of this, they have said on Sunday that the president's health is continuing to improve and that he could be discharged from Walter Reed as early as Monday.
Right. Now let's come to this recent photo by the U.S. president where he left the hospital with his security detail and rode past supporters outside the Walter Reed Hospital. Now critics say that this shows that despite his own diagnosis, President Trump is willing to endanger his staff and others. So tell us more about this.
Yes, the White House just described it as a short, last-minute motorcade ride. But you have an acting physician, an attending physician at Walter Reed, who tweeted, "Every single person in the vehicle during that completely unnecessary presidential drive-by just now has to be quarantined for 14 days. They might get sick, they might die, for political theatre." Now, this same doctor described this as sort of this black SUV that the president was in. As you know, it's a bulletproof one, it's a bulletproof SUV, but it's also protected against, it's sealed against chemical attacks. So it's incredibly risky. The spread of coronavirus, the risk is quite great inside this SUV, according to this attending physician at Walter Reed. So this is what the critics are saying, that, you know, despite the president being diagnosed with coronavirus, despite him saying just moments ago in a video that he gets it, he's learned about COVID and he gets it, he understands it, that he is putting other people at risk by doing this drive-by to wave at supporters. Now, as I say, the White House described it as a short motorcade ride, but, you know, lots of questions as to who was involved in this decision and how many people have potentially been exposed as a result of it.
Right. Now, coming to Joe Biden, he recently gave a statement that we just played out for our viewers. He says that he does not want to attack the U.S. president as he recovers from COVID-19. This is a very unique stand indeed, as the two rivals are famous for taking digs at each other. So how are his reactions being perceived with less than a month to go now for the U.S. election?
Yes, well, this plays into Joe Biden's characterization as an empathic person, empathetic person. This was something that people who talked about Joe Biden sought to really elevate to the foreground at the Democratic National Convention, that Joe Biden is sensitive and a decent human being. So despite that bitter clash between the two at last week's debate, the first presidential debate, Joe Biden is, taking the moral high ground, is how he's clearly wanting to portray himself, and saying that he's at this time, while the president is unwell, he is not going to take pot shots at him because it just wouldn't be the decent thing to do. That is a strategy. I think he realizes that he, in some sense, has the upper hand because he is still able to go out campaigning. He tested negative for coronavirus. I think he's had a third test, which on Sunday, which he tested negative for, and he's expected to go to Florida to continue campaigning. The president, on the other hand, has had to halt all his campaigning because of his positive diagnosis. He is in Walter Reed, as we talked about. He could be discharged as early as Monday back to the White House, but of course he's going to have to continue to be quarantined for the time that the CDC says that exposed people who have tested positive need to be isolated for a minimum of 10 days. Longer, depending upon what test results, repeated test results, etc. say. But this is coming at a time where we're around 30 days to the general election, and the latest polls are showing that Joe Biden has extended his lead over the president. One poll suggesting it's into double digits, that lead.
Right. All right, Jagriti, thank you for joining us on this broadcast and for all your inputs on these stories. Thank you.